Hi guys, welcome back to the kitchen. So for today's project, I thought we would do something fun and exciting. So have you ever gone to those restaurants and you're sitting there and they put this beautiful basket of bread on your table, and it's that dark brown bread with like the oatmeal on top, and it's warm and it's crunchy on the outside and then very warm and pillowy and soft on the inside, and you take your butter and you smear the butter on it while it's melting into the butter, into the bread. Yeah, me too. One of my favorite things. Clearly, I love bread. So I found a copycat recipe and we're gonna try and make that bread today. So if that sounds like something that you'd like to learn how to do, come along with me, let's try it together. Okay, so this is a copycat Outback Steakhouse, the brown bread recipe. So we are going to take and mix in our bowl 2.5 cups of water. That is between 110 and 120 degrees. Okay. And to that we are going to add 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, but I am going to use avocado oil because I do not use vegetable oil. And 1/3 cup of molasses, if I can open it. And there's a reason they say things are as slow as molasses. So, la 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 la. I'll sing to you while this is filling. Actually, that wasn't so bad. Okay. So, there's that. All right, and we're gonna pour that in. I'm gonna get a spatula. All right, so that's gonna go in. Okay, so just so that you know, this is different than how I normally make bread, because I normally do not put the fat in before the yeast, because I want the yeast to usually bloom before that, but this is what the recipe says, so this is what we will do. Okay, let me get all my molasses in here, because the molasses is the delicious part. Okay, all right, good enough. All right, then we are also going to do 2 tablespoons of honey, which, all right, I have different honey. So I need 2 tablespoons of honey. A lot of slow ingredients. Oop. Okay. All right. And I'm going to want 2 tablespoons of white sugar. Okay, so I believe I have sugar here, but I don't want to put this tablespoon in, so let me get 2 tablespoons of white sugar. 1, 2, okay. Get that closed. All right. Ugh. Ugh. It's all sticking to me. Okay, well, I don't want to do that either. Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, I had a phone call, so I had a little bit of an interruption. All right, so I have mixed here honey, molasses, vegetable oil, sugar, and warm water. Okay. Then I'm going to add to this, actually I've already mixed it. You can mix it with the thing, but I mixed it until the sugar has dissolved. Okay, now I am going to add, okay, so now I'm going to add 3 cups of whole wheat flour. And again, I'm going to scoop it into the cup so that I get virtually the same amount in each cup. You don't want to like scoop your cup. You want to kind of sift it in or scoop it in there. So there's 1. 2. And 3. Whoops. Okay, and then I'm going to do 2.5 teaspoons. 2.5 tablespoons of cocoa. And I want to do level tablespoons. So let me move this out of my way. Okay. So 2.5, I'm going to do level tablespoons of cocoa powder. There's 1. You can hear my cats in the background. They got new collars with bells on them. And they're driving me crazy. Okay, there's 2 tablespoons. And now I want to do a 1/2 tablespoon. Where's my 1/2 tablespoon? Not there. 1/2 tablespoon. Okay. Then I'm going to do I'm all sticky from honey. Getting honey on me. Okay. 2 teaspoons. I'm sorry. 2.25 teaspoons. No, I'm not gonna add that yet. I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of instant granulated coffee, which I do not have. So actually, I am gonna do this one first. I'm gonna do the yeast first because it's a dry ingredient. I'm gonna use the coffee. So 2.25 teaspoons of yeast. 1, 2, and 1/4. And then I'm going to do a teaspoon of salt. Okay, and then I'm gonna do, it calls for 2 teaspoons of instant granulated coffee. I do not have that, so I just made strong, like a shot of espresso. And I'm gonna add that in. Okay. Then we're going to put our mixer on and we're going to mix this until it is all incorporated together. So I will be back when this is mixed. Okay, so I have this mixed. Let me see if I can show you guys. So I have all those ingredients mixed. Now I'm gonna let it sit here for 15 minutes. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm gonna let it sit here for 5 to 10 minutes so that the yeast can proof. And then we'll be back to add our bread flour. Okay, so we're back. We have let it proof for about 10 minutes. Now we're gonna slowly start adding our bread flour in 1 cup at a time. And we have to do 2.5 to 3 cups. So I'm gonna add the 1 cup. So I'm just added the second cup of bread flour, and I'm going to mix that till it's incorporated, and then I'll add the last half cup, and we'll see where we're at. I'm going to scrape down the sides of the bowl. This is certainly different than any other bread I've ever made, so I'm not sure how it's gonna come out. But if it's a flop, you guys will get to see that it's a flop. Gonna add my other half a cup in. Okay, and it is super sticky still, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this last half a cup. The recipe calls for 2.5 to 3 cups of flour, so I'm okay to add that last cup. That makes 3 cups. Some of this incorporated off the side, so that it should be much. Okay, so I'm going to do this until the dough is no longer sticky and is smooth, which is not that bad. I'm going to keep kneading this with the mixer and I'll be back. Alright, so I have kneaded it for quite a while. The problem is I'm not really sure how this is supposed to look. So I'm going to spray this bowl, and I am going to move my dough. It does appear to be kind of dough-like in consistency. Move this into the glass bowl to proof, and I'm going to let it proof until it is doubled in size. So this is a dough scraper that I'm using here, a bowl scraper. It just makes getting your dough out of the bowl super easy. This is like a sourdough consistency here with the stickiness. But we will see. We will see. I could be just making a disaster right now. I just don't know. Maybe. And I also don't use a lot of whole wheat flour, so that could be part of it as well. That I'm just not used to the consistency. And I know that the whole wheat flour does take a little bit longer to absorb the liquids. So we will see. We will come back and see what it looks like. But it is not quite as sticky as it was. So I think it is doing something here. Just going to try and move it over onto itself a little bit. Try and form at least a kind of a ball. Okay. So it does appear to be dough-like. So, and of course, the minute I start anything, my sleeves fall. Okay, so Tuck those down in there. All right. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm gonna go ahead and let me wash my hands and get this off it first. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cover it, and I'm going to put it someplace warm to rise. It looks like anywhere between half an hour and an hour, so we will be back to check it. All right, guys, we're back. Okay, so it took more than an hour because let me move this out of the way. My kitchen is pretty chilly, so it did take a little bit longer, but it looks like our dough has doubled in size. All right, so I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on our work surface and a little bit on top of our dough. Okay. And then I'm going to roll out our dough onto the counter. It is a pretty sticky dough. All right, so put this over here for now. Let me get some flour on my hands. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to, first I'm gonna kind of shape it into a workable form here. Okay, I'm gonna need my little bench scraper. This bench scraper is actually a great tool because you can literally scrape your bench. It scrapes everything up. It's like an extension of your hand. So I do not want this sticking. Okay, so let me get it into a shape here. Okay, this is extremely sticky. So I'm gonna cut this dough in half because I'm gonna make 2 loaves. Now I know that at Outback they give you the little tiny loaves, but we're actually going to make 2 loaves. So let me put this one back in our bowl for now. Okay, I'm just gonna spread this out a little bit. Of course my shirt's gonna, okay. All right, so we're gonna spread that out and I'm gonna start rolling it into a loaf form. Okay, and I want to seal the bottom. So I'm gonna seal it like this. I'm gonna seal it, seal it, seal it, seal it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna try and get a little bit of tension on it. It's not working the way I wanted to, but that's okay. All right, so once we have it into a loaf shape, I've gone ahead already and prepared my loaf pans and by my oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna spray the pans because I'm gonna put a little bit of cornmeal on the bottom and I want it to stick. So I'm just gonna sprinkle it in. Okay, then we're going to take our loaf and we're going to put it into our loaf pan like that. And then I'm gonna do the same with the other one. Stupid sleeves. Okay. And do this one a little bit differently, shaping it. Okay. Okay, let me spray this one. Sprinkle it with some cornmeal. Okay. And then I'm going to put my loaf in there. Okay. All right, let me wash my hands and I'll tell you what's next. All right, so next thing we're gonna do, we have both of our loaves here, and we are going to sprinkle them with some oats. Okay. Ooh, it looks yummy. Okay. Then we are going to cover each of our loaves with some plastic wrap. And we're going to put it back to rise. We're going to put it in a warm place to rise for 30 to 45 minutes. So let me get these in a warm place and we will be back. All right, guys, are you ready for our bread? Here we are. Look how beautiful that came out. I'm so excited. I know it's tempting to cut it right away, but let it cool for at least an hour before you cut it. Who's ready to cut into our bread? Let's go. Okay, that's some good bread. And this would be delicious toasted. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please, excuse me, I'm swallowing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And if you hit the bell icon, you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So I will catch you guys next time. And thanks for watching. Bye.